What's up, Tailgaters? You're in the booth with Tailgate Nate today. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another bowl game preview and prediction. This one is the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl coming by way of El Paso, Texas. It is the only game that is on CBS this bowl season. It is the Oregon State Beavers and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Both of these teams, hey, they're going to have quite a few players missing, so the future is now in the postseason here. Let's see what both these teams are made of in the Sun Bowl. We're going to dive on into everything Beavers and Irish here in a second, but before we do that, you guys know I got to say thank you for all the love and support the channel has seen as of late. It has been crazy to me, and continue to show your support for the channel in any way you can, whether that's doing what you're doing now and watching the video, subscribing, ringing the bell, liking, commenting, sharing, or anything else you can think of to interact with the channel. You're helping to support what I do here on YouTube. And before I put out a little disclaimer, again, happy holidays to everyone out there. It is past Christmas time as of recording this video, but for those of you that still celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or any other celebration that you may have, again, happy holidays. Thank you for letting me be a part of your holiday season. And as I've said before, every bowl game preview prediction, sometimes it can be a little tricky to tell, hey, who's opted out, who's entered the transfer portal, things like that. So if there's a name that I don't mention that you think it is notable, a name that maybe I forgot to mention, things like that, Beaver fans, Irish fans, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to hear what you guys have to say regarding this game in its entirety. Well, let's go ahead and start diving on in to this game between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Oregon State Beavers. Another ranked versus ranked matchup in bowl season. We'll start out offensively with the Oregon State Beavers. This team was led by the former Clemson transfer DJ Uiagalelei. 2,638 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 7 picks. Definitely had maybe not as big of a prove-it year as he would have liked, but definitely bounced back in a nice way. Was a really good game-managing and at times really good game-breaking quarterback for Oregon State here as well. I think that was what really this team needed to elevate themselves to the next level, was a solid quarterback and good quarterback play. They got that here with DJU. Sadly, he has entered the transfer portal. He will not be playing here in this game. So you think, okay, Aiden Chillis, I probably pronounced that last name wrong, and I apologize profusely. He's going to end up being that quarterback. Wrong. He has followed head coach Jonathan Smith over to Michigan State. So kind of lost in all of this quarterback thing going on here with Oregon State, and along with a ton of other transfers as well, is Ben Gulbranson. He is going to be that quarterback, and Ben Gulbranson has played before. He is a pretty darn good quarterback that's just kind of gotten lost in all the shuffle between DJU and Chiles there as well. But hey, you got to figure, okay, no worries. It's a team that's still going to have their dynamic run game, right? Not exactly. Deshaun Fenwick will be that feature back here in this game because Damian Martinez, 1,185 yards and 9 touchdowns on 194 carries this year, has been suspended after an arrest made because of a DUI. So he will not be playing here in this game. Deshaun Fenwick will be that feature back here for Oregon State. And then you think you're, okay, well, that's a lot. But at least they don't have any losses in the wide receiver room, right? Well, about that too. I should say Silas Bolden will be the leading receiver coming back here. Anthony Gold has opted out here, and then Jack Vealing has entered the transfer portal. That's your second and third leading receiver, so it's all on Silas Bolden, and then Josiah Irish will have to step up there as well. But no matter who it has been, this is a really good offensive front. Well, that also is losing some guys, right? Especially that right tackle in Fuaga, along with a couple others there as well. Also 12 turnovers on the season. Not that many turnovers. Pretty good there on third downs. Transitioning on over to the Oregon State defense. I know, a lot of losses there for the Oregon State offense. Quickly talking about this Oregon State defense, they're going to be losing some pretty key guys there as well. Linebacker in Easton Mascarenas Arnold. Hopefully I said that last name right. I'm pretty sure I did, but in case I didn't, you can roast me for it. 106 tackles, 2 picks. He is going to be out, as well as Achille Arnold. So your top 2 tacklers are out. Arnold also had 6 passes defended, as well as 2 picks so far this season. And then they're also going to be without their kicker that has really led the way for them this season, as well. He's 13 of 14 on field goals, only missed one extra point this year. That's Atticus Sappington. So this is a team overall that is losing a ton. However, I still feel like the defense is going to hold up nicely. Really good defensive front that remains mostly intact apart from the loss in the linebacking department. Really good team there on third down. This is the defensive-led team, especially with that defensive front. They're going to have their hands full against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish offense, is what I would say if they were also at full strength. But Sam Hartman obviously has entered the transfer portal. He is gone. Or, no, sorry, not has entered the transfer portal. I am thinking of Riley Leonard, who has entered Notre Dame through the transfer portal, but Sam Hartman has opted out to prepare himself for the NFL draft. He will not be playing. 2,689 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 8 picks. So it is going to be up to the backup here, and Steve Angeli, again, probably said that last name wrong. I apologize profusely. He will be the lead quarterback here in this game, and you're thinking, okay, Audric Estime, is he playing? Nope, a 1,300-yard rusher with 18 touchdowns. He is also opted out here of this game. He will not be playing, and your top 3 wide receivers have entered the transfer portal. That's Chris Tyree, Rico Flores, and Tobias Merriweather as well. And the tight end Mitchell Evans, he has also entered the portal. He was also out for the season with an injury, so that leaves Holden Stays. Well, he is also in the transfer portal, according to my notes there as well. So a ton of offensive firepower going to be gone from the Notre Dame side of things as well. So a lot of these backups are going to have to step up and play really, really well. And I'll talk about some names here in a minute. It's a lot of young talent that's going to have to step up here for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Again, really good offensive line, really good on third downs. And while they have more of a turnover problem than Oregon State, still not a big issue for this Notre Dame team. Moving on over to this Notre Dame defense. This Notre Dame defense has been stout all season long, but of course, they have to have some losses here as well. Marist Leafau with 44 tackles, that linebacker, he has opted out here of this game. An edge rusher in Nana Osafo Mensah, the 20 tackles and 3 sacks has entered the transfer portal. And then one of your better defensive backs as well in Cam Hart has entered the portal. Now, J.D. Bertrand, Howard Cross, Jack Kaiser, Javante Jean Baptiste, Xavier Watts. Those are your top 5 tacklers. They all, to my knowledge, should be playing. Xavier Watts is a huge get back. He has 7 picks for this team so far this year. Again, this is just a really good Notre Dame defense from top to bottom. Really good at forcing turnovers. Pretty solid there on third downs. They're one of the best scoring defenses in the entire country, and they have a pretty solid pass rush when it's able to get home there as well. Okay, that was a ton of names that are going to be sitting out here of this game. So we're really going to get to see a lot of young talent blossom in this game. It all leads me into my what to watch for, kind of like your keys to the game. Some things I think you should keep an eye on while you're paying attention to this one. Oregon State definitely has the quarterback advantage, in my opinion, entering this game. This offense is depleted, as I've said. You have Martinez gone. Quarterback, your top 2 quarterbacks entering this year are gone. Some wide receivers, some good pass catchers, gone. It's time for Gulbranson and some of these backups to really flourish. And again, while he was a backup, but still a really vital part of this offense, Deshaun Fenwick is going to be taking over the running back room. Some guys like Irish and Munyagi in the wide receiver room will have to step up with Silas Bolden. It's just time, I think, for Gulbranson to really shine here. Again, he's kind of gotten lost in this Oregon State quarterback mayhem that has gone on. Gulbranson can ball. He's a really good player. I'm excited to see what he produces here in this game for the Oregon State Beavers. But the front 7, even though there are some losses there, I still think should be effective for the Oregon State Beavers. Why? Well, there are a couple names that I didn't mention here for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They kind of have a makeshift offensive line coming in because Zeke Correll, the center, has entered the transfer portal, and Joel and Blake Fisher, 2 of the best offensive tackles in the game of college football, have opted out to prepare themselves for the NFL draft, and Oregon State's front 7 remains mainly intact. I think they're going to be able to get home and get pressure to the quarterback, and I also give the edge to the Beavers in experience. With all the talent that is depleted here, Notre Dame is going to try to rely on a lot of younger players, especially offensively, to be able to step up. But the Irish backups are going to be getting some love too. And I know that sentence is typed really weird, so I apologize for that. But this is an Irish unit that, look, if you're going to compare it just based off of talent, Notre Dame's backups are better than Oregon State's backups, period, end of story. The recruiting numbers said that. I even believe some of the stats say that there as well. Steve Angeli is going to be taking over at quarterback. And again, behind Audric Estime, there are some really good running backs here in this room that haven't gotten enough love this year. Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, Gabriel Payne, they all have at least 34 carries this season and all have had their fair share of really good runs. And then in this wide receiver room, again, your top three guys are out. It's up to some of these young guys like Jaden Greathouse, Jaden Thomas, Jordan Fashion. They're going to have to step up and play well. And quite simply, with all due respect to Silas Bolden, those are some really, really talented players and might be some of the most talented wide receivers here on the field in this game. But Notre Dame's defensive front will also be effective here in this game, and I think it's going to be more effective. I think line of scrimmage play is going to dictate a big role here in this game, and I know Notre Dame is trying to makeshift together a defensive front. But I think with all that Oregon State here is losing, again, I said it earlier, I think Notre Dame's backups are better than Oregon State's backups. And I think that Notre Dame, with some of the playmakers that they have there. Now, Oregon State definitely has the edge in experience and playing time entering this game. But I think this is going to be about the future here for head coach Marcus Freeman. You have Riley Leonard entering next year. Obviously will not be playing here in this game. But I think a lot of the weapons here for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will show out. They will provide something to be really excited about with Riley Leonard coming in and playing quarterback next year. And I think Notre Dame will also, even with the offensive line being sort of a put-together jumble of pieces with some of your best offensive linemen out, especially those tackles, I think Notre Dame will win the line of scrimmage battle. Now, Oregon State will get home and get pressure sometimes here. But I do believe that Notre Dame, in a very close competitive game, will win this contest. 24-23 is the way I see it playing out from El Paso. Let me know yours in the comment section below. And as always, remember to play hard but tailgate harder. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Goodbye.